Real estate math, plug it in. Learn fast with phase formulas. 8.2 page real estate math, plug it in. Question, what was the lender's yield? And you have to understand about yield and discount points. Yield and discount points go together. What is yield? First of all, train your brain. Yield is profit to the lender. And what is it to the buyers? Buyers pay discount points to buy down an interest rate. The interest rate is high. Buyers pay discount points to the lender to buy down an interest rate. Now, this is a chart that you need to understand about yield and discount points. 1 discount point equals 1/8% increase in yield. So what would 2 be? 2 would be 2/8. And the top number is always the discount points. And 3 would be 3/8, and on until you get to the whole of 8/8. And always the top number is what? Is your discount points. And the bottom number represents the yield. In all problems with discount points and yield, the bottom number has to be an 8 in order to work the problem. So you have to convert anything that's not 8s into 8s, the two numbers that will be in your problem, before you can work your problem. Now let's go to a question. And we know the question is, what was the lender's yield? Now let's go to the problem. You memorize the question. If a loan carries an interest rate of 9.5% and a discount of 6 points, what would be the yield to the lender? Now let's work the problem. What would be the yield? The interest rate we know is 9.5. What did I say about all fractions? They have to be changed into 8s. And you will have to change the 1/2 into 8s. And the discount points, we know from your problem, it says it's 6 points. And what did I say about the points? Discount points, you have to put an 8 under it to make a fraction, because that represents the yield. So 6 would be 6/8 now. And we know the half has to be changed. And there is a chart that you can memorize for the conversion of the fractions to 8s. And this is the chart. 1/4 equals 2/8, 1/2 equals 4/8, 3/4 equals 6/8, and 1/2 equals 8/8. Memorize your chart. If you don't remember the number, then you have to convert it by the common denominator. So let's work this problem by using the common denominator. The highest number in your fractions, that should be straighter under your fraction. Make sure you keep your fractions straight on your test scrap paper. 6/8. Okay. Now, to convert it, you take the highest number and you put it on the bottom, which is your 8. 8 into 8 is 1, and 1 times 6 is 6. 2 into 8 is 4, and 4 times 1 is 4. If you had memorized your chart, you could remove this one over and this one over, and you would know 1/2 would be 4/8, and you could have quickly put it down and put your 600. And you see that for yield, you always add. Your sign for yield is add. 4 and 6 is 10, so you have 10/8. And then you have to put your whole number, 9. Now you have to divide your 8 into your 10, which gives you 1 and 2/8. And you move your 1 over to your whole number, which will make that the whole number now 10. But you have, and you cross out your 1, you have your 2/8 left. So now you have to reduce them, because the answer requires the lowest common denominator. You go backwards now and get rid of your eighths and get the lowest common denominator. And to do this, you take the lowest number and you put it across from your numbers, which is 2. In this case, 2 into 2 would be 1. And if you've done your chart and memorized it, you know that 2/8 would come out to 1/4. And you wouldn't have to do this. That's why it's very important to memorize the chart. Now, we have to put these numbers together to find the answer. 10 and 1/4 is your yield answer. Now, let's do another question. And also another problem. On 8.3 of the book, Real Estate Math, plug it in. The question, how many discount points are needed? And let's do the problem. If a lender requires a 10.5% yield on a loan with a 10 1/8 interest rate, the number of discount points needed would be, now let's work this problem. How many discount points is the question needed? And we found out that the yield is 10.5 and the interest rate is 10 1/8. So what is the rule? Any fractions that are for yield or discount points have to be changed into eighths. This one is already 8, so we don't have to change that. If you memorized your chart, you would know that 1/2 would be 4/8. But if you didn't, then you have to do your conversion. The lowest common denominator is 8, the highest number. 8 and the 8 be 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 and the 8 would be 4. 4 times 1 is 4. And then you minus 4. 1 from 4 gives you 3. And your bottom number will be 8. And 10 from 10 will give you 0. So for discount points, we know that the top number is your discount points. So the number answer for discount points would be 3. Now let's see these rules. All fractions in problems, the bottom number, the denominator must be eighths to find the answer. All fractions must have 8 for the bottom number. Now remember that rule. In yield or discount points using fractions in your problem, all the bottom numbers have to be changed to eighths. Now let's do the formulas for these 8. The formula for the question, what would be the yield? You memorize this formula and you would have for both of them how many discount points needed and also what would be the yield. This one formula will cover both of them. The first part of the formula is discount points plus interest equals yield, and the last part will be your next question, how many discount points. Yield minus interest equals discount points. How would you memorize this formula? It's very easy. Put your y in the middle, put dp at the start and dp at the end, then put plus interest equals, and then on the side of the y minus interest equals. And you can memorize this formula for both these questions, what would be the yield and how many discount points needed.